Hi, welcome. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and turn on the notifications. And today we're interviewing the owner and founder of Equilibrium Pilates, Miss Nancy Hodari. How are you doing today?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing great. Before we begin, I would like to announce in honor of Small Business Week, I'll be trying to interview all small business owners, and that this is my 40th interview in not even a year. My 1 year anniversary of doing these interviews is May 12th. What is your schedule like?
It's really changed. I think I'm a very lucky small business owner in that obviously when I opened Equilibrium 26 years ago, it was an entrepreneurial move. I had been practicing law and I actually did go to the studio every day. I mean, I had a small team. We were building a team, we were building a brand. Um, Fast forward to 26 years later, and I'm very lucky that I'm still very involved with my company, but all I need is Wi-Fi to work. I don't have to be in the studio today. I'm in New York City. I'm doing some consulting work here, but with our software, having a great manager on the ground, I can do all the things that I'm interested in for my company, which is uh, business planning, some marketing, financial forecasting. I can be here, I can be in New Delhi, I could be in London, or I could be in Michigan.
Congratulations on 26 years. What inspired you to create your business?
Well, it was really an accident. I had already had two back surgeries, and I was training to climb Kilimanjaro. And I woke up one night in the middle of the night with what they called a traumatic nerve injury. I had no feeling on my left side. So I talk about this at our website, but you know, it, I had surgery. I had to walk with a brace. I was not satisfied with, the physical therapy and exercise that was offered to me. And I wasn't satisfied with being told I'd have to walk with a brace the rest of my life. So it was kind of serendipitous because I did start reading about Pilates, and there was no Pilates in Michigan, but there was actually one teacher in Ann Arbor teaching in her basement, kind of a culty thing. And she helped me quite a bit. Then I came to New York and worked with a older teacher and realized that it's profoundly therapeutic. And for me, it was life changing. I mean, I within a year didn't have to use a brace to walk. And the serendipitous part is that that was 1996, and Pilates was just becoming known to the general public. And three of the major companies were looking for people to align with and have a license and partner with them to do Pilates education. So I was the first Pilates licensed training center in the US.
Who inspired you to create your business?
I think it was the timing that I had discovered something that didn't exist in Michigan. I certainly didn't discover Pilates. It's been around since 1925, but it was just the timing was right. The general public was getting interested in using it, and I think my inspiration was Joseph Pilates.
You have two buildings. Which building did Equilibrium start at?
No, the one in Bloomfield is our main studio. It's our headquarters at Maple and Telegraph. We're in the Bloomfield Medical Village. And we had to get a variance. It was interesting because I chose that location, and then the landlord said that there was a zoning restriction and only medical people could rent in that space. So I kind of put my lawyer hat on and wrote a legal brief about why Pilates was therapeutic and why it did fit into, a medical setting. And Bloomfield Township gave us the variance, so we did open there.
And then you guys expanded outward.
We expanded a couple different times. I mean, in 2008, when the economy crashed everywhere, including in Michigan, it did really affect our business. A lot of teachers were married to people who got transferred out of town, so we lost some of our staff. Clients were leaving Michigan. Uh, clients who stayed were much more troubled and worried about their financial picture, so people were trying to cut back. So I took on another building at Bloomfield Medical, and we expanded into like all kinds of boutique fitness, like spinning and fusion classes and TRX. And I did that for about maybe 7 or 8 years. And then there was just an explosion of workouts and gyms and boutique fitness in our areas that people had so many choices, and I just decided to circle back and focus on what I knew we did best, which was Pilates. So we kind of closed the fitness part, added another side to the Pilates part, and that's what we do. We train teachers to be Pilates teachers, and we train clients.
When you opened the second building, what year was that in?
I think it was 2017.
Is
And
there a certain
I live in downtown Birmingham, and this was a location that became available. And it also, I had to make a decision very quickly. My friend was actually the landlord, and another Pilates business had been there, and they went out of business. They closed. I think they went bankrupt. But the city of Birmingham, I could another fitness place could move into that spot if they moved in within 30 days of the other one closing. So I had to make a very quick decision.
do you plan to open up a third building or do you plan to just stay two buildings?
No, I don't want to open more space. Mm. I mean, I work with people in New York I consult with people who are, wanting to open studios, and so I like to mentor people, and I like to give people, you know, advice and help them, achieve their dream.
What is it like to consult?
I mean, I like it. I feel like, you know, a lot of people consult. You can consult on any number of things, but I think this is an area that I have a good amount of expertise, and I've had some success. And I'm probably the largest Pilates studio that's not a chain. We have longevity on the client side and on my staffing side, which is not true of most small businesses. I have teachers that have, my core group of teachers has been there almost since we opened.
Where people can find a little bit about not only the staff but your business?
Well, we have a website. That's probably the easiest place to find things. And then, the parent company, the company that I'm licensed through is the brand is called Stop Pilates, but the corporation is called Marathon Corporation, and they're in Toronto, and they have a pretty uh, an in-depth website to learn about Stop Pilates and what the education in Stop Pilates means. And they're also equipment manufacturers, so we only use Stop Pilates equipment.
What was or is the goal of your business?
Um, the goal was to bring Pilates to Michigan. Pilates is just very unique because it can take people where they are. I mean, I could start Pilates when I couldn't even walk properly. And today we have clients that have MS, Parkinson's. People come in with braces. We've had people come in wheelchairs. People can break their legs skiing and still come in and do Pilates and work on their core and their upper body. So it's uniquely able to meet a body where they are. So that is my goal, to make Pilates available to everybody.
How long did it take before your business became a big word?
Well, I mean, again, I think it was serendipitous. First of all, it was very easy. When we opened, there weren't Pilates studios in Michigan. So I didn't even have to hire someone to do marketing. I could basically call the Free Press, Our Magazine, Scene Magazine, the Jewish News, and they all wanted to do a story about something new. So in that respect, I was lucky. I think, for all the people opening studios today, they don't get that kind of press coverage because it's not new anymore. It's still growing, it's still extremely popular. There's still plenty of room for people to open Pilates studios or home businesses, but at that time, we got a lot of buzz right from the beginning.
What made you want to stay a small business?
I think it just suited me. I mean, as opposed to a chain, I think I maybe didn't have the vision. Looking back now, I think, well, I could have been Club Pilates because certainly when people visited Equilibrium and all the teachers we trained, people would come from all over the country and say, "Oh, I want you to open Equilibrium in my city, and I want you to, and I was also raising 4 kids, and I think I was a little bit entrepreneurial. I wasn't that entrepreneurial.
What are the different jobs in your studio?
I mean, I think a key person, our team is the most key person, that I work the closest with is Jessica Prentice. So she's a studio manager. So all of the clients know her. And then on the training side of the business, she she meets with all people interested in becoming a Pilates teacher. So that's really her role too. She's the salesperson in that very key and critical role. She does all the scheduling of the other teachers. She manages our what we call client services, the people who answer the phone, who you see when you walk in. Jessica manages them. So there's a team that report to her. And then after that, we have instructors, and then what we have instructor trainers who have the highest level of training, and they're the ones that teach people to become Pilates teachers.
What are the different classes, workouts, or exercises that Equilibrium offers?
Well, it's mainly Pilates. I mean, we do, probably very, very popular is private Pilates. People like to do it one on one. They do it in duets, two people come in together. And then our reformer classes are very popular. We have a room that has 8 reformers, and we probably have close to 50 classes a week. People do Pilates in a group on a piece of equipment led by a teacher. And we also have a method called gyrotonic. It's another machine guided system. It's not as well known, but it's pretty profound. And we have a therapeutic. It's not an exercise. It's a type of myofascial release therapy that's called um, MELT, the MELT method.
Are you guys getting any new pieces of equipment anytime soon?
We might add to our gyrotonic equipment, but I routinely do replace equipment. So we own, a major amount of Pilates equipment now, but I recycle it. I usually, after 2 years, I sell it to people in the community and I get all new equipment.
So, other than the website, uh, what are ways people can find Equilibrium?
Instagram, we're very active on Instagram. We have a Facebook page. I think Facebook doesn't, it appeals to certain people, but they're linked together. So whatever's posted on Instagram will show up on Facebook.
Do you have any deals going on right now?
I think we have new client specials, and I think they're talking about Jessica's going to do some unlimited specials in the summer for teachers and students.
Like there's like if you leave a review on Google little thing, like
Well, at one point, I think you're talking about a postcard we had that it was like, I think when social media was newer, we don't really do that anymore. The most important thing is Google reviews. So we do ask people. I'm not as aggressive as other companies. Literally, anytime I walk into a business today, whether it's nails, hair, my dentist, my orthopedist, I get an email within 5 minutes of leaving the office begging me for a Google review. Google reviews are the gold standard. Um, but we don't pay for them, and we don't really harass clients that much to leave them. We like it if they do. And at one time when social media was newer, we had a thing, if you posted on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, you would earn points, and those points could earn you something in the studio: Equibucks, a pair of socks, a t-shirt, a workout.
what is the hardest part about being a small business owner?
Well, I mean, clearly in the most recent year, the hardest part was COVID. So Other than that, I feel like after a certain amount of time, I thought I had seen all the challenges, from the economy tanking to the metro area tanking to teachers and clients getting older. But COVID, I don't. I think a global pandemic was not on anybody's radar. So that was a challenge. I think most people didn't even, including myself, had no idea what was going to happen. Had no idea if I'd even have a business, when it was over. So.
What is the easiest part about being a small business owner?
I mean, the easiest part for me is that I happen to have an amazing crew of people. And people use this term, it's so overused. Like we're a family. Everyone says that about their businesses, and it's clearly not true of a lot of businesses. In our case, everybody really likes each other, very respectful of each other. I still am happy when I walk in the door of Equilibrium.
What's your favorite part about being a small business owner?
Well, it's probably not being a small business. I mean, it's the independence, the fact that I don't have to be there every day, but also it's the specific business that we do, that we help people get out of pain. We help people to put more movement into their life. We help people improve the life of their spine. We help pregnant people have an easier pregnancy. We just help a lot of people. And that is, for me, the most satisfying thing.
What is your least favorite part about being a small business owner?
Probably payroll, hiring, firing, financials, things you have to pay attention to.
Did you have anxiety when you created your business?
No, I had anxiety during COVID and during the stock market crash of '08.
How do you deal with your anxiety when you have it?
I mean, I probably having a lot of colleagues. I mean, the one thing about the global pandemic is I wasn't going through it alone. So I already had a network of 75 stop Pilates licensed training centers around the world. And literally, we were all in the same boat. Whether you were in China or India or North America or South America, we were all experiencing a global pandemic. So there was just, there were groups of us that formed online groups and support groups and shared information with each other. And that part was, really critical to getting through it.
What is your advice to others on how they can deal with anxiety?
I mean, I'm pretty interested in the subject of mental health apart from small businesses, but I think the most important part is to accept it, to look it in the eye, to not try to cover it up, to not try to hide it from other people. I mean, the most recent study, even a week ago, was like people who have anxiety shouldn't try to like cover it up, get over it. They should look at their anxiety in the eye. Say, I'm anxious about this. What can I do next? Go for a walk? Go do Pilates?
What is your career history and roles?
My career history, it's long. I've been a teacher, I've been an emergency medical technician, I've taught street law in Detroit, I've taught women's studies at Wayne Community College in the 70s, practiced law, and now Equilibrium.
What is your education?
I have an undergraduate degree from University of Michigan and a law degree from Wayne State.
Is there anybody you would like to thank who helped you create your business?
Hmm. I think all of the staff and the clients, because I mean, my business is so, we just have the most amazing group of clients who, you know, unlike law, where no one is ever happy when you settle a case. 99.9% of the time, my clients are happy, my teachers are happy. It's just a very fulfilling way to go about a work day.
Thank you for joining. And I would also like to thank you for making a calm, peaceful, relaxing, fun environment and friendly when exercising.
Thanks for saying that. It was great to be with you, Max. Have a great evening.
You too. Tell everyone I say hello.
I will.